Hello and welcome guys. So in this lecture we will be starting up with the modeling of our second scene, that is the hallway scene. I've also opened a pure ref right over here where we can see all of the hallway reference images. What we will be doing for this is like we won't be following like any certain image exactly. We will be just taking certain elements from each of them and trying to create like our very own hallway scene. So let's just start. I will move pure ref out of the way and move it to my second monitor, and then we can just press A to select everything in our new Blender file, and then press delete to delete all of the default objects. So now let's just press Shift A and add in a cube, and this cube will be acting as our hallway that you can see over here. So let's just create that first. We will be basically starting by blocking it out and slowly start to add in like more details into it. All right. So first what I will do is I will just press tab and press 2 for edge select and select this edge right over here. Press shift plus S then cursor to select it, and then just go into object, set origin and origin to 3D cursor to move the 3D cursor right over here. Then you can press G then Z and hold control and snap it right over here, and again press G then X and snap it right over here to like the origin point right over here. Basically, it will make it easier when you press like, let's just say I press N to bring the sidebar view and I am like scaling it up. You can see it gets pretty easy to adjust the scale of it. So yeah, that's why I've placed the origin point right over here. And now let's just press tab to go into the edit mode. Select this face right over here, press X and delete this face. And the reason I'm doing that is because obviously we will be placing our camera right over here, and this will be like our hallway. So we will be just keeping this end open. You can see almost all of the hallway scenes are something like this only. So we will be creating something similar where we have placed like the camera right at the start of our hallway, and then it goes like this. So we will just select this and increase the length of this on the X. For the Y, we can set this to something like 4 meters, and Z can be somewhere around 3.25. And yeah, now you can just see we can like place our camera right over here, and we will kind of get like the similar scene going on like we have in the reference images right over here. Obviously, I think we need to make the length a bit longer over here. I will go with 22.5. So yeah, these are like my exact measurements for the hallway. So if you want to copy them, you can do so. All right, so now we have like the basic hallway model right over here. Let's press Shift A and add in a simple camera. And now to move the camera right over here into your view, right now it is like over here if you press 0. But let's say I want to move it like this, like it can match with my Blender view. So press Control Alt and 0 now. And yeah, as soon as you do that, you can see the camera will switch its view and match it with the Blender view. You can go into this tab right over here. So press N and go into View tab, enable camera to view, and then you can just place it exactly like how you want to. Let's just roughly place it right over here. We don't have to like make too much changes right now. Just disable this. I'm just placing it so that we can like press 0 and quickly check our scene how it looks through the camera. And with that, let's just move forward. And as you can see, in most of the scenes, we have like some kind of windows on the right or the left side, as you can see. So for that, what I will do is I will just press tab and select this right side face over here, press X and delete it completely so that we have something open like this. And over here, we can like create our windows. All right, so now to work on the windows, let's just press Shift plus A and again add in a simple cube. We can press 7 for top view, enable X-ray, place it right over here and scale it down. Scale it down on the y-axis like this. And then let's see, obviously we want to make it like the same height as this. So set the Z to 3.25. And then you can just match it exactly. You can also go over here and select vertex snapping so that when you press G then Z and you can hold control and snap it like this so it fits perfectly. All right, and now what we need to do is we need to set the like thickness on the X. So what I will be doing for these windows is I will be just creating one of them and then we will duplicate it again and again over our entire hallway like this, just using simple array modifier. So let's just add array modifier first. And if you move it right over here, just for like checking some things out, and then we can increase the count to 5. So basically what I want to do is I just want to go over 5 windows. So it is totally up to your preference, like how many windows you want to go for. You can like choose a little bit more as well, or you can go with like whichever number you want, but I will be going with 5 windows, as when I was like creating this scene on my own and experimenting with things, that was the number that I was finding to look the best. Because if you increase it too much, like the scene looks pretty repetitive and like it gets cluttered with like all these walls and windows over here on the right side. So I will be keeping it pretty like in the middle, so I will be just going with 5 windows only. So obviously now we need to adjust the thickness of them according to the length of the hallway. So the hallway length is 22.5 and we need 5 windows. So what we can do is we can just turn off the array modifier for now, and we can put in over here 22.5. But as we want 5 windows, so we can divide this by 5. And this is like a nice thing with Blender, you can put in math operations right over here. So I've selected the window and 22.5 is the length of the hallway, and I want 5 windows, so 22.5 divide 5, and this will give us a thickness of 4.5 meters. So if I now place it exactly over here like this, so press G then X, hold control and snap it over here. Let's turn back on the array modifier. And if I set the factor to -1, you can see it fits perfectly. So this is what I wanted. Now we have like 5 windows and they are fitting like perfectly right over here alongside my hallway. And now like whatever change I make over here, so let's say I select these faces, press I to insert them, press X to delete the face. And yeah, now you can see whatever you do on this first window would be like copied to all 5 of them. And we have the array modifier like working perfectly. So let's just undo this and let's see how we want to create our windows. I will bring in back the pure ref, and what we can see is it's pretty simple. We have like these wall extrusions along the hallway, and then we have like the window. So we will be creating something similar because we have like this type of thing in a lot of them. Like you get a wall extrusion, and alongside that, you get like a simple window. So let's create something similar. So once again, let's just press tab. And first, I will go over here and enable shadow and cavity, just so we can like see the edges properly. Also, I will press tab and enable edge length. Then you can press Ctrl R and add a edge loop right over here. And now you will notice that the edge length measurements that are written right over here are very wrong, because it is showing this edge to be 2 meters, but we know that we set the like height of this to 3.25 meters. So this edge should be 3.25 meters. And the reason it is showing this wrong is because we haven't really applied the scale. So select this, press Ctrl A, apply the scale, press tab, and you can see now this edge is showing up to be 3.25 meters. So now the measurements are correct. So now you can just hold Alt and select this entire loop like this. So hold Alt and select it entirely. Press G then X and move it towards the left like this. So somewhere around here, you can like follow my measurements if you want to do the same. So I will be going with something like this. Then press 3 for face select, select this face and press E to extrude it out. And you can see now we get like the same things over here copied up using like the array modifier. So I think that looks pretty good. And you can see the reason I went with like 5 windows, because it still like gets pretty repetitive. But if we had like more windows like 8 or 9, then these wall extrusions and windows repeating up again and again looks pretty weird. But right now I think this much is pretty good and it looks nice. All right, now to create like the actual window. So press tab, press Ctrl R and add the edge loop over here first, like this, because we definitely don't want to create like the window over the entire like this wall. So first let's add in a edge loop right over here. Let's see, somewhere around here, I think. Then we can press 3, select this face, and we can select this face as well. So hold shift and select them both, and then just press I to insert them like this. Let's see, I think we can insert them till here, around like 0.1 meters. Press X and delete both of the faces. And then what I will do is, you can see we have like this hollow space right over here. So to connect this, press 1, hold Alt and select this loop, hold Shift and Alt and select this loop as well. Press Ctrl plus E and bridge edge loops like this. And you can see they will be connected. And now we have our like perfect looking windows along with the wall extrusions right over here. So we have kind of like the hallway look going on with our model right over here. I will select the camera, go to view, enable camera to view, and just place it accordingly a little bit. Maybe like that. For now, just disable camera to view now, and we have something like this. Then we can press tab, and let's press Ctrl R now. Also make sure to like apply the scale right over here, because I think the measurements are wrong over here as well. As you can see, this whole edge is showing up to be 1 meters, but it is definitely longer than that. Just press Ctrl A and apply the scale and press tab, and yeah, now the correct measurements are showing up. Hold Alt and select this loop, press G the next and move it back, and you can place it at somewhere around, as you can see the measurements right over here. So somewhere around, I think 7.4 or 5 meters like this. And the reason I'm creating this is so that I can just press 3, select this face, press X and delete it first. And then you can just select this loop entirely. So hold Alt and click over here. Press E to extrude it out. Press G then X and extrude it like this. And you can see we have created like this pathway right over here, because I think it looks a little bit more interesting this way. Instead of having like a straight wall, we have like this pathway right over here, or we can create like some stairs right over here. As you can see, we have something like this in this hallway, or over here as well, or over here as well. So yeah, as I said, I'm just taking certain elements from each of them and then creating our like very own look. We won't be following a certain single image exactly. So with this, I think it is looking pretty good for our starting block out. So let's just hit save, and we can create a new folder in our Blender files. So right click and create a new folder, rename this to hallway. Open this folder up and let's save the blend file as hallway underscore scene. And yeah, let's just save it. And I think this much is pretty good for this first lecture. In the next lecture, we will continue to work on a hallway and add more details to it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.